Help You Sell is a set of carefully constructed systems that work together to produce great results, happy customers, and a healthy profit for the broker owner. Within those systems, there are 5 key concepts or pillars that differentiate Help You Sell from ordinary real estate. The 5 pillars support the entire operation, and if any one of them is not effectively installed, the whole operation suffers. The 5 pillars are low set fee, menu of services, seller participation, targeted marketing, and broker control. Successful implementation of each of these 5 elements is essential for success in a Help You Sell office. The set fee is the rationale for the Help You Sell identity, and our identity is savings. Your challenge as a Help You Sell broker is to have consumers in your marketplace equate your company with savings. Once that knowledge is widely held throughout the marketplace, success is nearly assured. Think about the stock brokerage business for a minute. In the 1990s, consumers quickly made the shift away from percentage-based commissions in that industry in favor of trading stocks for a low set fee where they participated in the process through the internet. The real estate business is ripe for the same kind of change. And your low set fee is just as important in this industry as it was in the stock brokerage business. You set your fee based on the information you learn about your marketplace in the market analysis process. Your goal is to arrive at a fee that is sufficient to cover your marketing expenses on a typical listing and yield a reasonable profit for you. The set fee should allow you to produce savings over a typical 6% commission on every transaction. Ideally, you have one set fee for your office, and it is sufficient to cover your expenses and generate a profit on every listing you take. However, in many areas, there are secondary markets that behave differently than the primary market. For example, you may have a luxury market with very expensive homes that take much longer to sell. In these cases, it's fine to have 2 set fees and apply them appropriately. However, it is never correct to have many set fees. Having a set fee that graduates up every $50,000 in sales price is not a set fee at all. It's a percentage-based commission in disguise. The set fee and the savings it produces are the heart of your consumer offering, and that offering provides the fuel for your company's growth. To not use it or to use it improperly is like shutting off the gasoline to your car's engine. The second pillar of Help You Sell is the menu of services. It comes into play at 2 times in our work with sellers. First, at the time of listing, the seller can choose the services he or she wants to have. They may choose to hold open houses on their own, thus increasing their chances of finding their own buyer and saving the greatest amount of money, or not. They may choose to go into the MLS and pay an outside broker to show and sell the house, or not. The second time menu of services comes into play is when the property sells. That's when the fee is calculated, and no matter what options the seller selected at the time of listing, they only pay for the services that produced the sale. A seller who opted for MLS, but who then finds his or her own buyer, would only pay the low set fee. The menu of services concept is one of our Help You Sell pillars for several reasons. First, it's one of the things consumers have asked for over and over again. They'd like to choose from a menu of services. Of course, later they're delighted when we offer a menu and then calculate the fee based on how the sale was made. But finally, we put high value on the menu concept because traditional realtors by and large don't. In the ordinary real estate world, one size fits all, and there's rarely any flexibility in how services are priced. Remember, Don Taylor found that many homeowners would love to participate in the showing and selling process, especially if it might mean they would pay less. But seller participation is about more than simply giving the consumer what he or she wants. Seller participation allows the Help You Sell broker to multiply his or her efforts in the marketplace and maximize visibility, which leads to more listings and more sales. After all, there is a limit to how many open houses a single realtor can hold at any given time. 1. There's also a limit to how many houses a single realtor can show at any given time. 1. But if our sellers agree to hold their own open houses and show prospective buyers through, and who better to do that, the realtor is able to have work progress in several locations at the same time. Traditional brokers rely on recruiting to produce this kind of multiplication of effort and are only marginally successful at achieving that goal. The other big benefit of seller participation is the maximization of visibility it produces. You'll see in a future lesson that visibility is one of the keys to marketing success. Visibility is something you establish every day in the local market, and it is achieved largely through signage. Clearly, the office that has hundreds of for sale signs in the market is more visible than the one that has dozens. But if each of your sellers has 6 directional and open house signs that they put out on a regular basis, your visibility goes up exponentially. A Sunday afternoon where 10 of your sellers hold their own open houses, each putting out 6 directional signs, is a Sunday you will have maximum visibility in the local marketplace. Pillar number 4, targeted marketing. Years ago, when ordinary brokers went to market, they did so largely in the local newspaper. Ads were very expensive, but went into the homes of all subscribers to the paper. It seemed the best way to get the word out about your service and your inventory. However, the problem with most newspaper advertising was that it did a poor job of focusing in on the people in the target market who had a need to buy or sell. The reach of big city papers was the entire big city, not just the small area a broker had carved out to be his own. And though the newspaper delivered thousands of copies, the real estate ads were largely ignored by those who had no immediate need to buy or sell. Like most poor targeting vehicles, newspaper advertising has gone by the wayside in many markets. At Help You Sell, we work very hard to identify ways to reach only those consumers in the target market who may have a need to buy or sell. We carefully choose our marketing vehicles with targeting in mind and then evaluate their performance before continuing. Using just listed, just sold postcards around a listing is highly targeted. You're reaching homeowners who happen to live in your target market who, because of the for sale sign in the yard down the block, are probably curious enough to be receptive to your message. Calling on for sale by owners is also highly targeted. These are homeowners, they live in your target market, and they need to sell. You can't get much more targeted than that. And the more targeted the marketing effort, the greater the results. Finally, the 5th pillar of Help You Sell is broker control. We say the broker is the business, and the business is the brokers. By that, we mean that the broker takes responsibility for establishing the company and for generating the listings and marketing that will produce a flow of leads into the office. We also mean that all of those leads belong to the broker, who assigns them to buyer's agents whose job is to close them. To recognize the importance of broker control, look no further than traditional real estate, where brokers have abdicated control to agents who are expected to do their own marketing, generate their own leads, and hold themselves accountable. Even in traditional offices doing lots of business, the effort is uncoordinated and the company brand and identity is lost in the mishmash of dozens of agents doing their own thing. At Help You Sell, you, the broker, are not just providing a place for agents to sit while they build their own businesses. You're an entrepreneur, implementing a consumer service system, carefully directing and controlling it to produce market share and profit. You research the market, plan your marketing approach, track your results, set goals for your staff, and hold them accountable. You decide where, when, and how you will market, and you decide how best to serve the leads the marketing produces. When you make decisions, you consider two factors: the impact the decision will have on the consumer and the impact it will have on your bottom line. Where the ordinary broker defines success as getting and keeping productive agents, you define it as reaching more consumers and selling more real estate. It's a vast difference. The 5 pillars of Help You Sell are the foundation that keep the whole system functioning. It's essential that you install and implement each one properly. Once again, they are low set fee, menu of services, seller participation, targeted marketing, and broker control.